Howdy, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Texish, the show about some things Texas.
And some things not.
And some things where I don't think we did that last episode, now that I'm recollecting. Anyway, we've got a great episode in store for you today. It was the mid-season finale of Yellowstone.
So we're going to be talking about that.
So we're going to be talking about that, a couple of Yellowstone adjacent things as well. And we're really excited to dive into it.
Tito's and Shiner, gonna be an all-nighter, and I just might find her at the Whataburger line. Dance halls and women, but man, I'm wishing that I was fishing by the river tonight in Texas.
But first, as always, we have your favorite segment and Instagrams, our non-sponsors.
Not sponsors. They don't give us any money.
They give us followers,
They do give us followers,
but it's really us doing it.
It's really annoying that they won't appreciate.
Takova's appreciated.
Takova's
they didn't give us any. Takova's didn't give us any money.
But they did see it and they did like it.
Yeah,
and
which is more than
we
Buc-ee's
can say for Buc-ee's
or DPs. Anyways, DPs have yet to recognize
our awesomeness.
But who is our first not sponsor?
Our first not sponsor is inspired by another sponsor, Big Red. Big Red. It's your grandpa's favorite gross soda. It's Big Red. Is it cherry? Is it vanilla? No, it's shit. It's Big Red.
Did you puke it up at a church gathering when you were 8 and haven't touched it since?
Big Red. Literally the worst soda ever invented. Big Red.
Why are your teeth so yellow?
Big Red. Tell me your trailer trash without telling me your trailer trash. Big Red.
Somehow in business since 1937.
Big Red. Subsidized by Big Coke. It's Big Red.
Big Red. It's red Gatorade with more sugar in it.
Big Red.
I hate Big Red so
It's all
much. I'm not kidding. That's a worst story.
Truly, I'm not even I will aggressively say I hate that soda.
I hate Big Red so one time.
The only reason you get it is by accident.
So I got it on purpose. The one time I was 8 years old at a church gathering, there was pizza from Pizza Hut, and it's Andrews, Texas. And when you get Pizza Hut, you know it's a party. And I've been a Dr. Pepper guy my whole life at that point. Shouts out DP, shouts out Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
But that day I was like, I'm gonna try Big Red. This whole Big Red thing,
we're gonna see.
It's always here. It was always Dr. Pepper
Texas thing.
And Big Red. I thought I'm gonna try this Big Red. It must be amazing. It's always here. I'm gonna
Old
try
grandpas drink it.
I took a sip of the Big Red and purged immediately the 2 slices of pizza with the Big Red. That was just the touch of it to my tongue made me puke.
It is the devil soda.
And then I also walked away from the puke as if it wasn't.
Right,
and it was just, I just went to play basketball.
Yeah.
But I hate Big Red. Big Red. Our other not sponsor for today's episode of Texish is Liberal Tattoos. Liberal Tattoos. Is that a really fine line I see? Liberal Tattoos. Are any of those on your arm related at all, or is it just a bunch of the smorgasbord of Popeye stuff? Liberal Tattoos. It's like if you took the come together bumper stickers on the Subaru and put them on your arm. Liberal Tattoos.
Tim Buck says you don't understand the Sanskrit on your arm.
Liberal Tattoos. You know that's not Hebrew, right? Liberal Tattoos.
You realize you have conflicting ideologies on your body, don't you?
Liberal Tattoos. You're not even a Buddhist, dickhead. Liberal Tattoos. All right, I just had to.
That was good. That was good because last time.
Last time
it's a good it's a good follow up.
Yeah, because like a lot of my jokes, I have to make it clear.
So I'm
not on either side.
I'm about to start getting my tattoos, and I'm thinking really hard about it because I don't want to end up in that situation where you just have a bunch of crappy tattoos.
Well, just
they don't make sense.
My advice, as someone who is currently also working on their one big tattoo, my advice is if you're gonna get a big tattoo, get one big piece. Get a piece that's related.
It's related, yeah. So my plan is to start small with some small things that are important and mean something.
Yeah.
But I am gonna end up getting back surgery, and it is gonna leave a bit of a scar, and I want to play with that and get something meaningful and actually kind of like a large piece that connects.
Get not an entrance.
Exactly.
Or not a C-section.
Yeah.
I'm on fire like today,
You're on fire. You're on fire. Yeah. Don't play with knives.
Don't run with scissors.
I sat on barbed wire.
Nice. Oh, anyway, that's a good one.
Anyway, yeah.
Reverse Alien versus Predator. Yeah. So I
Anyway.
But I mean, it's also a thing in our generation.
It
Like
is.
we've kind of moved into like just get individual pieces.
Right.
And there's a lot of that look cool. But I've noticed this growing trend of like a lot of fine lined roses and tigers.
Well, a lot of really fine line things that don't connect and aren't related. So
and then everything's wonky.
Everything's wonky.
Yeah.
It's not planned out.
Yeah, it's got to be, if you're going to do that, it has to be the sailor style.
I like the American patchwork style.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. It's patchwork.
Yeah.
And it's really cool when done well and connected. And a lot of artists are really...
It's really bad when former white Christian women do it.
It's especially bad when like former party girls start getting the little tattoo, the ironic tattoos.
Yeah.
It's just so bad.
Very bad.
It's so bad.
Really quick, funny tattoo story. I was seeing one of my favorite musicians, Noah Gunderson, play a show at Common Grounds in Waco when I was in college. And Noah Gunderson was a fun guy to follow in college because he was kind of the hero of the Christian bubble in college, like acoustic singer-songwriter, Christian guy. And then he very famously became not a Christian. But if you're cool with listening to good music, you realize like, oh, his music got better when it became not about God. But he was on tour with Aaron Gillespie, the drummer from Under Oath, playing in Waco. Me and some friends go to watch him. And he hasn't said anything for 3 songs. He comes out and starts playing. I personally like it when, especially if it's a solo show, if they start interacting, not his bag. But he's about to start playing the song and he goes, this song is about girls who get Bible verses tattooed on their arms. And a couple of girls are like, woo! And then he goes, I can promise you it's not flattering.
And then he just starts playing the song.
It was great.
Oh my God.
It was wonderful.
I
Anyway,
are you ready for our Once Upon a Time?
Once Upon a Time.
So once upon a time in Texas history, the first official rodeo took place.
All right.
In 1883 in Pecos, Texas.
Okay. And there's debate about this.
And there's debate about
but
this.
I believe the Pecos.
So this is the official first rodeo in Pecos. Now, we can talk about Mesquite being the official seat of the rodeo and all of that.
Well, then the Canadian Texas argues,
they argue.
That's kind of their thing.
And we've already done Canadian Texas.
Canadians
so this is more beneficial
rodeo
for me.
is like Tex saying they're the best college.
Because if we go all the way back, like the Spanish were doing types of rodeos.
Yeah.
It is a word that originated from the Spanish word for roundup.
Yeah.
And rodeos, for anybody who doesn't know, and why would you not know if you're listening?
Yeah, if you're listening to this, wow.
And you right? Actually, congratulations, welcome.
Yeah.
So like rodeo is one of the most fun things you can go to in Texas. It involves, everything from mutton busting to bronc busting to bull riding to roping to barrel racing.
There's only 2 bustins, I think.
Yeah. Well, like there's some that like some rodeos do have that like child division where they do button busting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
It's so cute
They just
because
they fall to the side.
Anyway, rodeos came about because cowboys want to like test their cowboying skills against each other in like structured competition. Rodeo is the official sport of Texas.
Yep.
So I think that's amazing for one. And the first official one happened in 1883 in Pecos, Texas, as a competition for bragging rights between 2 cowboys duking it out to see who was the best.
Let's go.
140 years later, this renowned rodeo continues to this day and still attracts some of the biggest, bull riders, ropers, barrel racers in the world.
Texas, especially ropers. I feel like if anything, Texas is a roping state.
Texas is a roping state and a cutting state.
And a cutting state.
Which is not really part of rodeo all
it's
the time.
Back, it's its own thing.
It's the redheaded stepchild, but like in Texas, if you are a cut horse rider, you are respected among all the rodeos.
Yeah, or a breeder. Like
or a breeder,
if you own, breed, ride, train, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Another quick fun fact for people who are the more ish of Texas listening. Right. Most real rodeo people don't like bull riding.
Most real rodeo people hate bull riding.
All events in a rodeo, there's a reason there's a PBR.
Yes.
And there's now a bull riding division in the like actual federal, like the National Rodeo Federation. But for a while, bull riding was not actually part of the National Rodeo Circuit. And it's because if you pay attention, all rodeo events have origins in cowboying and in
cattle drive.
In actual cowboy work, there's something tied to the event. And a lot of cowboys were like, why would we ever ride a bull? That's not applicable.
This is the dumbest thing in the world.
It's grown in popularity and it is fun to watch, but there are still some purists that are like,
we don't mess with
we do not mess with bull.
We don't mess with Texas and we don't mess with bull riding. And the reason is if you're a cowboy and you only ride a bull if you get dared and or are drunk.
Yeah.
And then you could potentially get hurt and lose your wages.
Yeah.
And then not only that, you mess with the rest of the workers.
Yes.
Because now you're not able to work. And it
so
makes their job
work
harder.
And then when you come back, you're going to be the low man.
And if there's one thing that Texans hate, it's people who makes their jobs harder.
Yes. If there's one thing Texans love, it's hard work. If there's one thing Texans hate, it's people who makes their work harder.
Which explains why Rip is so angry all the time.
Even though he's not even Texan.
I know, but that's the ethos, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about our small town of the week a little bit.
Pecos?
It's Pecos, Texas.
Pecos, Texas.
The as they say, the largest city in the county seat of Reeves County with a grand total of 12,900.
That's more than I expected, honestly.
Honestly, yeah. It still qualifies as one of our small towns.
Yeah, well, it's kind of the city hub
Yes.
of that far west Texas.
Yes, it is.
Because Pecos, then you get Fort Stockton.
You get Fort Stockton
and then
and
you
all
get
those-
Alpine, and then you get Marathon.
And Alpine's one of my favorite towns
Yeah.
in Texas. And Pecos is one of my least favorite to stop in.
Yes, exactly.
But it is still the home of the Pecos Rodeo,
Yeah.
which is still going strong. So they claim to be the site of the first rodeo, right?
Yes.
On July 4th,
Well, there's
1883.
historic facts.
There's
that show
historic
that,
facts,
too. Like,
right.
I do believe that, like, whatever American Historic Association that recognizes those things recognizes that rodeo as the first rodeo in America.
Exactly. So in
Suck it, Canadian.
that's right. Suck it, Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian, you suck. You killed Tom Brown.
I'm just like
You're still thinking about the whale. Aren't you?
I'm still thinking, if I'm being honest, yeah. So we, if y'all don't know, we record these back to back.
Yeah, we batch back to
And
back.
so if you listen to last week's episode, Gunnar cracked me up with a joke at the very end, and we had to stop. And
that
I'm
I
still
do
kinda thinking about it.
apologize for.
Well, don't apologize.
it was a joke. I
It's a
don't
joke.
apologize.
I don't, but it was very funny, and like, I just couldn't hold it together.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Pecos, Texas. Really, the only thing about it is that it hosts that rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
It is the kind of seat of that far west Texas area.
Yep.
Because it is the intersection of the train depot and the Texas Pacific Railway and Highway 80 and Interstate 20. So it really is just the intersection of all these different like shipping,
Major
and trucking,
trainways.
major
Yeah.
trainways, and that's why it still exists.
Yeah.
But that, as we've seen, if you don't get a train in Texas, you are
You die. You are screwed.
You're screwed.
You become a ghost town. Quick Pecos story,
Yeah,
like
quick
my Noah
Pecos
Gemerson story. One time I was driving, I was on the bus back to Andrews from Fort Stockton from a baseball game, went 4 for 4 with 2 triples and a home run. And driving through Pecos, had never done anything more than drive through Pecos.
Yeah.
And I never noticed that there's a zoo in Pecos.
There is a Pecos Zoo.
It's right on the side of the interstate. And as if on cue, I've never realized there's a zoo in Pecos.
Yeah.
And then I see the sign that says Pecos Zoo, and I think, why is there a zoo in Pecos and how? And then I see an anorexic water buffalo collapse. And I realized, oh, it's a bad zoo. It was just like in a moment's time, it was like, why is there a zoo here? How? Oh, look, a dead water buffalo. So
Why is there a zoo
clearly,
here? Oh, there shouldn't be.
oh yeah, exactly. So it was just,
And you just know that some guy was sitting around Pecos going, you know what this town needs? We need a zoo.
well, really, some doomsday prepper had a tiger and then left it in his
Right.
will, and his family was like,
We could get rid of the tiger, or
open a zoo and
Open a zoo in Pecos.
pay a large entrance fee. So they went with that. But yeah, so anytime people mention the Pecos Zoo, I just imagine that dying water buffalo that was clearly malnourished.
well, it was in Pecos. Everybody's
Yeah, exactly. Well, true.
Try to be happy in Pecos. I dare you.
Yeah, I mean,
hard.
talk about a rough place.
Talk about a rough place.
the highway from Odessa to Pecos is literally called Death Highway.
When my football team can beat your football team, the one I was on specifically,
Yeah,
you know the town sucks.
you know that it's not great.
Yeah.
Their soccer team
Their soccer team, however,
was really good.
fantastic.
Like Danny Rojas. Oh yeah, it's my turn.
Oh, your turn. Yeah, there you go. who's our badass of the week,
Oh, we
buddy?
were podcasting for a second.
I feel like that's how you know that it's going well.
I legit forgot we were doing a thing. Running a small business is incredibly hard when you have no idea how to market it or brand it clearly. Small business owners, small business operators across the country work so hard to make products and services that they are proud of, but almost always hit a plateau in growth. That's why Creators Collective is here to help. For years, we have helped businesses triple, quadruple, even 5 times their revenue by creating branding and marketing content that clarifies your brand and drives sales. So if you are at a bottleneck or at a plateau, trying to grow your small business, even stay in business, make sure to visit creatorscollective.us right now. Schedule a call so we can find out what services you need, how we can work with you and make sure that we can boost your bottom line so that you can grow as a business. All right. Do you want to hear about our Texas Badass of the Week?
Who's our Texas Badass of the Week?
Our Texas Bidet of the Week is none other than Cliff Gustafson. Gustafson served as the Texas Longhorns baseball coach for 28 seasons from 1968 to 1996.
Wow.
In that time span, he won an impressive 1,466 games, which was the record for most wins by a college coach until his successor, Augie Garrido, beat it.
Oh, Augie beat it. Nice.
Yeah, in like 2015, I think.
How many games was that?
1,466.
That's like one season, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, imagine, 1968 to 96.
It's a joke because baseball never stops.
Hey, it stops from October to February for hockey season.
And they still managed to fit like 3,000 games.
Yeah, it's too much. For all the stuff that MLB is like, we're changing the rules, we're making the bases bigger, we're adding a pitch clock. It's like, hey, guys, 100 games. Make it even.
Y'all play too many games.
162 is such an arbitrary. Can we just make it 100?
Anyway, sorry.
Everyone be happy. Well, I want more people to watch baseball. It's
same.
It's not the beautiful game, but it's a beautiful game.
I have something for that later, but continue.
All right. Anyway, so was the winningest coach in baseball history. He led the Longhorns to 2 College World Series championships in 1975 and 1983, as well as 22 Southwest Conference titles and 2 National Coach of the Year awards. Despite ranking 15th all time in wins by a coach and 8th among Division I coaches, Gustafson's .792 winning percentage is still the best among Division I coaches. Not only was Gustafson a coach for the Longhorns, but he played baseball for Texas was a member of the Texas 1952 Southwest Conference Championship team and College World Series team. So yeah, he just died. So I thought I would just highlight. Oh yeah, I should have prefaced.
You probably should have, but
that
like in memoriam.
In memoriam of Gus Gustafson, incredible.
Is it Gustafson or is it Gustafson?
Gustafson.
Gustafson. What was his origin? Do we know?
I did not look that up.
Because that sounds like super Nordic or like German.
Probably German.
Gustafson?
Like if someone someone was like, he's born in Schulenburg.
I feel like he was next to the Skarsgårds, you know?
Yeah, like Lord Farquaad. He's probably from he huffed and he puffed.
He hoofed it.
He huffed and he puffed. Anyway. But incredible coach. I mean, we always, a lot of people in Texas baseball point to Augie Garrido as, best UT baseball coach.
And he's an
amazing coach.
Absolutely.
And he's kind of held in baseball lore as one of the top coaches, but he's an example of, you don't get him without his predecessor.
And you truly don't.
Yeah. Like there's all these incredible people that we put on pedestals and it's like, but you don't get them without this person. And like, I just want to highlight it, not just because he's dead,
but because he was great.
Because he was great. And so, yeah, great.
It takes so much grit to be a baseball coach.
Yeah.
Not just because of the game itself and the players.
And the intolerable divas you have to put up with every
Oh my God, right? The way that you coach a baseball team is pretty incredible because I think it's one of the harder sports to coach based on the specificity of every position, based on the length of the season, based on
the length of the game,
how it can change, and the ability to stay metered and keep everybody on the same level. It's just one of the harder coaching positions, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, like it's a weird thing because you have like 9 individuals. In football, you have a play and 11 people work together to make a play happen. In baseball, you have 9 individuals doing their own thing depending on one thing happening. Yet you have to make them still work as a team and understand a game from a strategic standpoint.
And in professional baseball, there's so much in and out. Like it's pretty incredible.
It's incredibly hard. Even coaching 12-year-olds that I've done in the past is really hard.
And there's so much. I think baseball movies make for the better sports movies.
It's slow enough
to understand.
Easy to imitate.
Fair enough. You can cast actors and they don't look ridiculous. Like
they're
like, oh yeah, you could totally play baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
But part of
that's getting harder to do.
It's getting harder. But like whenever you watch like Moneyball or you watch like, I don't know, name a baseball
Fever Pitch.
Sure.
Well,
but anyway,
for the love of the game. That's what I was
leagues.
thinking of. Little big league,
The coach position, the hardest job in coaching is letting somebody go. And there's so many great scenes of a baseball coach calling in somebody to cut them from the team.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be hard in any position, but for some reason it feels harder in baseball.
It's definitely hard. Well, because in baseball, like it's hard in every sport, but in baseball, you fail so much already.
So then to get cut to be told you're so bad.
Yeah. that you can't play here anymore. Like,
and to be in a position
so
as a coach, to be a winning coach, and to maintain that atmosphere is probably one of the hardest things.
He probably gave Roger Clemens his first dose of steroids, so we have him thank him for that. He did not do that.
Speaking of steroids and sponsors, buy Texas made shirts. They're amazing. They'll make you really strong and shit.
Wow.
Gotta pump at the gym before I came here.
Buy a hat.
Buy a hat as well. They'll make you super handsome. Look at those eyes. Zoom in on those blue eyes. Oh my God.
Wait,
you got the good eyes.
You said zoom in and I was like, huh? All right. The midseason finale of Yellowstone came out
a couple weeks ago.
Great episode.
Yeah, great episode.
Did you watch it yesterday?
I still need to watch that episode.
Can I give spoilers?
Please.
Or, Beth hits Jamie in the head with a rock. It's awesome.
So then, because we predicted that one of two things would happen.
That I said he's going to kill her and then Rip's going to kill him.
Right.
Casey and Monica will be the main story.
That was kind of the prediction, but we also opened it up to she might.
Yeah, so she didn't kill him though.
Right.
Which was a little like, okay, wait. She's nailed him in that, like, rock in hand, hit him in the head, and there was a little blood. It's wait a second.
Beth has been blown to pieces so many times. I guess it's okay for her to almost kill.
She is a cat.
Yeah.
Like, for being a bitch, she's a cat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she's got 9 lives. But there's this moment, and I don't know how we didn't think of this, because she has the picture of Jamie dragging his dad to the train station. And I get...
Spoilers, by the way, if you aren't...
Spoilers, keep up. Watch the show. At this point, you've had 8 days.
Yeah. Anyway.
And you've had 8 days.
I know, right? I forgot.
But there's a scene, and I didn't think about this, and I don't think anyone thought of this, partially because there might be a hole in the writing just a little bit. But she's like, I'm going to end you. Like, I'm going to show that picture to the sheriff tomorrow. And he goes, how about you ask Dad what the train station is? And she's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, do you think that was a random place that I went to? And he's like, our entire family's secrets are down in that canyon.
Yeah.
And so she's like, what is that?
So wait, we're bad people?
No one realized that he actually had the trump card. Yeah. Like, he was like, if you tell people about that, I'm going to tell everybody about what else is down there.
Which is interesting because it's something we didn't think about.
Yeah. Then there's so she goes to Daddy and she's like,
Daddy,
what's the train station? And he confessed, like, he tells her, that's where everybody who's ever tried to
bury the bodies.
That's where we put the bodies.
Literally.
So that happens. That's sort of the main.
It's the main thing.
The main thing, and it is funny because Beth plays it where she's like, "Oh, I didn't know our family was evil."
Right.
Which is a little like
one of the dumbest. And I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Not that specifically, but I knew that whenever Beth got confronted with whatever it was, she would play dumb.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've literally been screwing everybody in the most heinous
horrific ways
that are illegal. Truly. You're literally killing people. And you're like, wait, we're evil?
Like, wait, we're bad. That's and I love Yellowstone so much. I'm a fangirl. I'm a fanboy.
It's a great drama.
Taylor Sheridan scares the crap out of me. I hope I never meet him, but he's my favorite writer of all time. He's an incredible writer. But these pieces where, like, the Duttons are like, why does everyone hate us? Or like, or when Jamie kills somebody and they're like, why'd you do that? It's like, haven't you killed 1 million people at this point to protect?
I learned it from watching you.
Yeah, exactly. But that's happening. That's where we're leaving the main
storyline.
Story thing. Finally, Casey and Monica are playing a little bit more of a role. Her name's Monica, right? This is how bad it's going.
I would assume.
Is that her name?
It's Monica,
Monica, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to critique the show too much, especially with something that might be happening in March. I don't have the argument, but we talked about it a little bit after the first episode, and it's just gotten worse. Like, this almost like,
it's
Monica was could have been such a powerful character, and we've just kind of played her into this.
We've turned her into a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, well, and helpless too.
Which is so dumb because in the first season or two, she's incredibly intelligent. She can hold her own, and now they've just kind of ripped everything out.
She can stand up to Beth, and now in this season, Beth is just is nice to her, which is a different.
Which is so weird.
It's a weird thing, and I like the part in an episode where she's like, I know what happened. I actually know what happened to you because I've had a baby pulled out of me. It's horrible, and that's why I'm
nice to you. And it's like,
but it's like, no, you were originally nice to her because you respected her because she could put up with your crap,
right? Because she could go toe to toe.
Yeah, so that's a little weird. And it's just getting worse a little bit because now John's like, you can have the house on the east camp and I need Casey to stay here so Tate can have the place. Yeah. And then everyone's like, oh yeah, Tate.
Oh yeah, the kid.
Is he still here?
Is he
Arm
still alive?
Still broken?
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
How old is he now?
Carter's getting 18-year-old ass in his truck now, and then it's like Tate is getting shot from the back.
Yeah.
It's like, what is happening? What is happening here? Come on.
We just selling you down the river?
Yeah, I just hope there's something in store for Tate this season.
I hope there's something interesting in store for that family.
Yeah,
because I'm kind of tired. I'm also tired of Casey just being like, well, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, you'll see it. Yeah. John straight up tells Monica like, whatever you want, Casey will do. Like, I know who wears the pants. Casey will do whatever you want.
Which is clear.
Yeah. And
we forget sometimes Casey's origin.
Well, they haven't, originally it was like Casey's this freaking amazing veteran Deadeye. And now he's just kind of a soft-bodied, cowboy, which is cool.
Who doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Well,
and we got to
they're
see.
They're hurting, they're mourning. It's a whole thing.
I know.
But I think
at least whenever he was part of the
Bureau of Land
Management, like we got
or the livestock agency.
We got Case in Action. We got like some interesting
and we opened with that this season.
I know. Yeah.
And now it's just like I'm helping Dad on the ranch.
It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. It's very and again,
we love this show.
We love the show. It's just we had badass Casey and Monica for seasons 1 and 2.
And so it doesn't make sense.
So now we're confused, but it does. It's setting up where it's like clearly season 6.
Yeah. And I get it. What's happened is they have so many characters and so many storylines.
Well, they have to kill people
that you have to start killing, but also you have to pick and choose who you're focusing on to drive the story forward.
And we're focusing on Rip, Beth, Jamie, and it's kind of weird because we're not even really focusing on John as mayor or as governor.
Which is kind of huge.
It's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
I loved the commentary as far as, he fires everybody. He people are making decisions. He's like, I don't know what you guys do. You're fired.
You're fired.
From a just political commentary piece.
That was fantastic.
Loved it. But then now I'm just going to go not be governor for a week.
You can't really.
I don't think even in North Dakota you can do that.
I know, right?
I don't think. Maybe you
can.
Maybe we're about to have a lot of Yellowstone governor fans that are like, wait, I can what?
I can just not do my job?
I can just not show up?
Cool.
Tight. Sweet.
Done. Deal.
That would be interesting. So, but we're not even really focusing on him.
Great if Greg Abbott took that route.
That'd be interesting. There's just...
okay.
So yeah, that is kind of where that's happening. We get a glimpse of Jimmy. We get our first Jimmy sighting.
Yes, we have a Jimmy sighting.
We have a Jimmy sighting. Him and that girl are happy.
Yeah, good.
And he's cowboying, and they're happy.
He's a cowboy now.
It was a very quick just snap. It was almost like hey, do you remember Jimmy?
Do you remember Jimmy? Because he's going to be important soon.
I did love the you've seen up to episode 7, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The just total we got to send our cattle somewhere. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Where are we going to send them?
Where are they going to send them? I have no idea where they would go.
They overplayed that so much.
Yeah. It was so I don't know where can they go? Who do I call? Like, dude, they're going in the force. We know they're going.
Could you not have just been like, I know where we're going? That's like that.
Even be like, Jimmy's there. This is a great idea.
This makes sense.
Send him straight to the just I don't. It was just such.
It wasted like 15 minutes. of an episode that otherwise was
everyone's like,
good.
Oh, gee, where are they gonna go?
And I appreciated that episode for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
One, it did kind of establish Beth in a newer it showed some development there.
Yeah.
As well as it showed what John as governor meant. It showed a little bit of cowboy stuff in a way that pushed the story forward.
Yeah, they're making Summer too bitchy.
Yes. I agree.
A little bit.
I agree.
And it's back to the trope is overplayed now.
The trope is overplayed.
You're almost making me feel bad for a vegan.
Mm-hmm. So don't do that.
So don't do that because I don't want to feel bad.
Because the entire purpose of her is to learn the way of life.
Yeah.
And the entire reason she agreed is because she thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And also needed a place to live.
And, the whole thing is they're painting her and her people as, if you're a jerk, no one listens to you.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, hey guys,
stop being a jerk.
If you're a jerk to her.
Yeah.
Maybe...
And we're just noticing opportunities to do something just slightly different. It would be as good of a story if when Monica challenged her and she peeled the potatoes, she kind of committed to that rather than got made fun of and run off.
Yeah, and just went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, there's that part where she's like, everywhere I go here, I get a lecture, and Monica goes, now you know what it feels like.
Yeah.
I get what they're doing.
You could have stopped right
but
there.
it's like, hey guys, she's gotten a lecture every episode for 6 episodes at this point.
So is she stupid?
Is she dumb?
Is this character not going to
And you made a good point on the fight. Yeah. The fight scene. Yeah. Can you just bring it up just really quick?
I mean, okay, this did bother me. She, in the fight, says...
With Beth.
Which,
let's face it, some of us at this point are like, I'm kind of glad Beth is getting hit right now.
Do you know what's really funny? And this is an anecdotal thing. All the women in my life who watch Yellowstone were like, thank God Beth finally got...
Except for Mom. Mom was like, Mom's not watching.
Right.
Because she can't stand watching women fight, I guess.
She just can't stand Beth. Like, that's what it is.
Gotcha.
Which is fine. But yeah, every single woman in my life is like, thank God somebody which is weird, but whatever.
Well, they don't protect their own.
Fair. So in the fight, you hear Summer's character say, 10
years of jujitsu.
10 years of jujitsu. Having done jujitsu for 6 months before an injury, like, I know people who've done jujitsu for 10 years. If somebody untrained fights them in any capacity,
and they go to the ground,
and they go, so Summer had Beth in a rear naked choke. There's not a person on the planet who had been. If you do jujitsu for 3 days and you end up with somebody in a rear naked choke, they're done. They're not getting out. So the fact that didn't end the fight bothered me on a level that's hard to describe.
Yeah. Like it lingered for a while.
It still bothers me. I'm like, look, it's real easy not to get her in that chokehold. There are other places where she could have pinned her. She could have been on top of her, whatever.
Yeah.
She had her in a rear naked choke and didn't finish it. Sheridan, what the actual F are you doing? It's called research.
Yeah, just a little bit of research.
Sorry.
Anyway, but it was good to see Jimmy.
It's good to see Jimmy.
See, Jimmy's happy.
Yeah.
He's cowboying.
It is good to see Jimmy.
It is good to see Jimmy.
Yeah.
So all that's happening.
They're setting the 4-6s spin off really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, where are they going to go? Yeah, we're going to be gone for a year. Oh, gee. I wonder what's going to happen in this upcoming season of the 4-6s.
Right.
Teeter and that guy.
You can't remember his name,
Can't remember his name. Well, one of them.
I can't remember.
One of them's Corey.
One of them's Corey.
But I don't remember which one.
I want to say Brandon is the other one.
I don't think Brandon.
Anyway.
I don't think.
God,
Brandon.
I'm such a bad fan right now.
Yeah, but they don't say their names for a while.
Anyway,
her and her lover.
Right.
There was a funny moment where she's like, "You gonna miss me, darling?" And he's like, "Well, I was kind of forced into this relationship." So, but then like she walks out and he goes out and he's like, "Teeter," and they kiss. And he's like,
"Teeter."
He's like, love you. And then she gets in the car. It's like, oh, it was like, I like this love story.
I like
it's
how
fun.
they gave Corey a girl right at the end.
Yeah. They're like, all right, fine. He gets one.
Well, and I also love that her Lainey, right? Lainey, because she's a
Lainey Wilson.
Yeah.
Wilson. I think that's her name.
I love her so much.
Yeah.
Did you see her tweet for the new year?
No, what was it?
I'm gonna keep my ass big so all y'all can kiss it. Essentially.
What?
Yeah.
Are people making fun of her?
No. It's just a funny. I think
she just said that.
Yeah, she just said that.
She's awesome.
She's awesome.
That's great. I love the scene where she's like, "This walk of shame better be worth it." Half my church is in this.
She got some great lines.
Some really good
lines.
Again, back to I love Taylor Sheridan's little like.
I love that if Taylor Sheridan likes like a musician or whatever, he's just like gonna use you.
Like put him in the show.
Yeah.
But it's always funny when it's like, Lainey Wilson is just playing on a trailer bed at a branding.
But in fairness, and there is this thing, right? Like we were listening to Mountain, right?
Mountain Song by Flatland Cavalry.
Who we saw.
Yeah, when they were playing in a barn show. Freaking crazy. Right. Yeah, Cleto Cadero, by the way, if you're listening, been a while since we saw you in Andrews, Texas at the barn show.
Couldn't stop listening to Mountain Song.
Mountain Song has been the song of 2023 so far.
Yeah, so far.
Some good scenes. Where do you think we're going when we come back? Like we're breaking. Clearly, a lot of scenes have to be filmed in the next couple months. Mm-hmm. But where are we headed now that we've made some predictions after episode 1
and have some of those played off?
Yeah, where is this heading?
So I do think that they want to keep the show going.
Clearly.
So I think that what we're going to start doing is developing how are we going to sell the meat?
Yeah.
I think we're going to start handling that.
Yeah.
You're going to get another character introduced that's going to cause some drama.
Okay.
Of some type and really shake things up as far as the way they ranch.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have some interesting things happening with that. And I think it's going to involve Summer.
In
a very big way.
Interesting.
I think that John is going to lose his governorship.
Yeah.
Despite
Well, he doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it.
The
But
whole
I
purpose.
think he's going to lose it, and I
Yeah.
think it's going to be because of Jamie.
Yeah.
I think Jamie is ultimately going to leak what's going on.
Okay. So you think Jamie's going to win from a political
I think he's going to win from a political,
which means he's
standpoint,
going to die.
Which means he probably.
The moment he wins the political battle is the moment.
Here's why I've changed my mind about Jamie. Like, I'm gonna change my mind. I think Jamie's gonna live because he's the perfect villain, and he's perfect because he does care about his family.
Yeah.
And like genuinely thinks he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And has done things to
Well, from an
preserve it.
ethical
From
perspective, you're like, he kind of is doing the right things.
aside from killing people.
Yeah. Twice. But back to how many
where did I
people
learn it?
has John Dutton put in the translation?
So I think we're gonna get that. I
Plot twist: Lloyd becomes governor.
think that'd be
Now I'm the Buckle Bunny.
best line of the entire show.
The greatest.
So I think that happens. I think the bunkhouse is gonna get really boring. I think
Well, they're split now.
They're splitting.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna stop focusing on them. I think we're gonna get a lot with Rip and the drive down.
Yeah.
And I think that we're gonna finally get some Case and Monica action. Like
Yeah.
some
Well, we have to.
we have to
because half the cast just drove to Texas.
so I think that
and that's another TV show.
another TV show.
Yeah.
They're gonna do what's called a backdoor pilot kind of.
Yeah.
Although it's not because it's already picked up. But
Yeah.
it's like some shows will do, it's like we're gonna follow these characters to this place.
Yeah.
And do this thing.
And there's an episode in that season,
Right.
and then it just funnels
into that show.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get that part right. We're gonna get that soft launch of 4/6s, whatever. I can't remember what they're calling it.
Yeah. I think it's called the 4/6.
4/6s. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yellowstone 4/6s, whatever
Yeah,
it is.
Whatever it is.
And I do think that if you're watching, what is it,
1923, which is amazing,
which is really good.
like of all those 1923 is amazing.
So good.
So
I
freaking
think
good.
1923 is going to start playing into Yellowstone. So if you're watching that, you're going to be able to predict what happens.
How long did it take you to figure out who is whose descendant in 1923?
Longer than I'm willing to
Because
admit.
there was not enough time spent with that raspy voice being like, and this is who this is. And
Yeah.
I didn't realize till he was dead that like, oh, that guy is John Jr.
Yeah.
The whole time I was like, where's the little kid from 1883 that's now an adult? And they didn't clarify at all.
No, they didn't.
Until the end of episode 3.
Or if they did, I missed it. But like,
Well, did you just realize that? Or I looked at the family tree. I figured it out. Because this whole time I've been like, wait. Because in Spencer, I've been like, is that Harrison Ford and this chick in a flashback?
Yeah.
Or is that the little kid? But he seems...
it's tough. Let's
was
just
tough.
say it's tough to keep,
But don't worry, I can inform you.
Yeah.
So the guy that just died alongside Harrison Ford
Yeah.
is John Jr. Spencer is the younger brother that we get a small glimpse of in Yellowstone season 3 or 4 in one of those flashbacks. And then Jack is John Jr.'s son.
Yeah.
So Jack, I believe, is John Dutton's son.
All I can see is, have you seen the meme of Charlie from Always Sunny pointing at the? So all I can see is Taylor Sheridan's face.
Yeah, like
pointing at.
Oh shit! Now you're the one.
I'm
breaking
sorry.
stuff.
I'm sorry.
You're the one breaking.
I'm
stuff.
breaking stuff today.
You're a gunner in the China shop.
Gunner has been consistently breaking and or almost breaking things every single time we come here.
Every time I come here, sorry, Jake and Ryan.
So I'm sorry now. That's on me.
Is your hand okay?
My hand's fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I see Taylor pointing to this crazy cork.
Does no one else get it?
You don't understand how all this is connected, and I'm the only one who can tell this story right.
Yeah. Because again, just from the get go in 1923, it's great. But the one thing is like, brother. That okay. Sheep suck. All right.
Okay.
All right.
This person died, but they already had a kid, so this one goes here.
They're getting married.
Wait, what town are we in right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
which adopted kid is who?
Just
Like I don't.
real quick.
Yeah.
How is her accent still thick, but his is not?
We actually talked about that over at dinner, right? Is like all these different accents kind of coming together, and the people that we're focusing on being mostly from like Tennessee.
Yeah.
And how that shifts as they move and like depending on who.
But she still has her Irish accent.
I know.
Why does
the reason I'm saying that is as you move to a place, some people will lose their accent, some people won't. It goes one of two ways. You either assimilate or you hold on.
So you just still have
And anecdotally, I've noticed that if I'm in like a different state or I'm around people who have, I will double down on my Texas accent. So I'm like, I want you to know where I'm from. Like I want to hold on to that.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, his name's Ashley. He's from the UK. He's from Manchester.
Okay.
And he moved to New
He
York.
sounds like he's from London.
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
He sounds like he's from the Midwest.
Really?
Whenever he moved to New York at age like 18, he had a really thick Manchester accent and was like, you know what? I don't like it. I'm going to be American.
Okay.
And just fully assimilated.
Got it.
So if you talk to Ashley Scarrett, he sounds 100%
Like he lives in, he's
Midwest.
like, is that your car? Is that your cat over there? Your bat? Is that your car out there?
I said Midwest, not Fargo.
What? That's the Midwest.
That's like Michigan. That's like,
That was a Midwest. Give me a Midwest accent.
this is a Midwest accent. Neutral American. Kansas.
This is a Midwest accent.
Wow.
I'm from Kansas.
Wow. Nebraska. Just like,
I'm from Nebraska. I'm from Nebraska.
give me Colorado.
I'm from Colorado.
Well, that's Ashley. There it is.
Oh, is that Ashley?
Midwest. I don't know.
right.
Whatever.
That was a good accent. Just say it.
Pan American. Whatever.
What is Pan?
I don't know. Neutral American.
Fine. Anyway, Yellowstone's great. We love it. 4/6 is obviously
4/6
coming.
is coming
It's
out.
gonna be great.
What's your prediction for Yellowstone?
Man, I really still think that
Jamie's gonna kill Beth.
Jamie's. To me, it just makes sense that, and here's why.
Yeah.
Back to, we have these characters that we love and have these complex stories, but it's reached a point where like we can't focus on all.
We
of
need to
them in a
contract
season.
a bit.
And in reality, it has at that point of like, you just got to kill him.
Yeah.
And so Jamie's gonna kill Beth.
Mm-hmm.
Rip is gonna kill Jamie, bringing Rip back to the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
John will not fault Rip for killing Jamie.
Yeah.
All the way back to his origin story of he's never lied. He's always been loyal to the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way, he'll be like, you know what? I didn't love Jamie anyway, so it's
Sure.
fine. But he's got to bring him back to the ranch and he's get arrested. That's also going to remove Rip from the 4/6 because in reality,
we can't have him at the 4/6.
we can't have him in the 4/6. We got to focus on Jefferson. Like that is
Jefferson's
Jefferson White has earned that show.
He has.
He's amazing
He's incredible.
and he's awesome. And so it's got to, if Rip is there, it's going to, like, people are going to watch Rip. So we got to get him back to the ranch. And now we are setting it up where Monica and Casey in East Camp and being on the ranch full time is going to be season 6. And I think it might be the final season.
If it is the final season, then yes, I think Beth and Jamie will both die.
Yeah. And then in
And
season
that heartbreak from John
Yeah.
will put Casey at the helm,
and it's also going to kill John.
and it will also kill John.
And we're going to,
And I think John will take his own life.
and maybe I can see
we've
that.
had it hinted because
Yeah.
if you remember 1883, he walks to the ocean and blows
Yeah.
his brains out. Like we have that.
There's a decent amount of suicide.
There's a decent amount of suicide
in all of Taylor Sheridan's. Taylor,
you okay? If you're watching,
please don't.
Call us.
Don't kill yourself.
Don't kill yourself. Hire us,
and
as-
we'll keep you good.
laughing.
We're
you know?
Yeah, we're funny
We'll make you
guys.
so mad that you won't be able to die.
Because you got to kill us.
You got to kill us first, and
you
we're
can't-
pretty fast.
We're pretty.
We're pretty handy.
Yeah. So anyway,
Um,
bye y'all.